You spent time on that outfit, you coordinated it carefully, you stood in front of the mirror and looked yourself over from every angle, and something still did not feel right. Not wrong exactly, just not quite you. Not the elegant, radiant, fully alive woman you know yourself to be on the inside. The outfit looked fine, but you did not feel powerful. You did not feel like you had arrived. I want you to hear this clearly, because I mean every word of it. It is not you, it is not your body, it is not your age, it is not anything that is wrong with you. It is 5 very specific, almost invisible fashion mistakes that are quietly working against you every single time you get dressed. Stealing the luxury, stealing the polish, stealing the presents right out of your wardrobe before you ever leave the house. Today on Ebony Aura, we are pulling back the curtain on all 5 of them. And more importantly, we are giving you the simple, elegant corrections that will have you looking refined, expensive, and absolutely undeniable. The most elegant woman I have ever seen in my life did not walk into that room trying to impress anyone. This is not about spending more money. It is about understanding why certain fabrics read as cheap, why tailoring matters more than your price tag, and what the most elegant women in any room have always quietly known about their own clothes. Stay with me through mistake number 4, because that one is the invisible detail hiding in the wardrobes of the most put-together women you have ever admired. And once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. Let us begin. Mistake number 1, wearing high-shine synthetic fabrics in natural daylight. Here is a hard truth that the fashion industry has never had any interest in telling you. Ultra-shiny polyester, cheap nylon, and low-grade synthetic satins reflect natural sunlight in a way that reads immediately as mass-produced. When daylight hits these petroleum-based fibers, it highlights every wrinkle, emphasizes every pull, and draws the eye away from the most beautiful thing in the frame, which is you. Here is the science behind it. Fast fashion manufacturers use synthetic fibers because they are cheap to produce and maximize profit. But these fibers do not breathe, they do not move with your body, and that artificial, plastic-like sheen they produce in natural light instantly lowers the perceived value of everything you are wearing. Not because the outfit is bad, because the light is telling the truth about the fabric. The correction is straightforward. Shift toward matte textures that absorb light beautifully instead of reflecting it back at the room. High-quality cotton blends, modal, linen, matte crepe, lightweight wool. These fabrics drape elegantly over your frame. They honor your silhouette instead of competing with the light around you. They whisper rather than shout. Here is a simple stylist technique I want you to use from this moment forward. Call it the daylight test. The next time you are shopping, hold the fabric up directly toward a light source. If it glares back at you like plastic wrap, put it down. If it absorbs the light and looks soft and intentional, that is your answer. That is the fabric working for you rather than against you. Luxury is not always expensive, but it always knows how to behave in natural light. Mistake number 2, the shapeless, thin cardigan. I understand why this one happened. It felt comfortable. It felt safe. Somewhere along the way, someone decided that entering your 50s and 60s meant covering yourself in loose, unstructured, floppy knitwear, and many of us believed it. Some of us are still living it. But here is what that thin, slouchy, shapeless cardigan is actually doing. It is not hiding anything. It is erasing your waistline. It is pulling your entire silhouette downward. It is creating a visual story that reads as dated and deliberately small. And that is the part that troubles me most. Because a woman who chooses to make herself visually smaller is sending a message to the world that she has decided to disappear. And you are not a woman who disappears. You have spent 50+ years becoming someone worth seeing. Structure is everything. And I do not mean uncomfortable or stiff. I mean a beautifully tailored blazer that gently skims your frame and defines your shoulders. Or a structured, heavy-knit duster coat, what stylists call a cardigan, that has enough architecture to hold its own shape without gripping yours. Here is what happens when your clothing has real structure. Your shoulders lift. A clean vertical line appears down the length of your body. Your posture improves almost automatically because the garment is holding space for you rather than collapsing around you. You look intentional. You look sharp. You look like a woman who made a decision this morning rather than a woman who grabbed whatever was nearby. When you stop disappearing under shapeless knitwear and start choosing structured pieces, you are not simply changing your outfit. You are changing the message. You are saying, I am here. I am visible. I matter. And both of those things have always been true. Mistake number 3. Overwhelming, high-contrast digital prints. You have seen them. Loud, chaotic, multicolored geometric patterns. Massive, screaming florals. Prints so busy they appear to be wearing the woman rather than the woman wearing them. Here is the problem with these prints at a purely visual level. They create noise. They pull the viewer's eye in every direction except the right one, toward your face, your expression, your skin, your eyes, your presence. And that is simply not acceptable, because at this stage of your life, you are the masterpiece, not the fabric. On top of that, heavily digitized trend prints date themselves almost immediately. What felt fresh last season can look tired within months. You deserve a wardrobe with more longevity than that. If you love pattern, and I do, look for prints that are woven into the fabric itself rather than digitally stamped onto the surface. Classic pinstripes, timeless houndstooth, muted, sophisticated, abstract florals. These prints have depth. They have history. They have staying power. They complement rather than compete. But if you want the single most powerful shortcut to looking wealthy, refined, and inherently luxurious, here is what the most elegant women have always quietly known. Monochromatic dressing. Layering rich, solid tones together. Deep chocolate brown, warm ivory, rich olive. The deep jewel tones that were made for melanated skin creates an unbroken vertical line from your shoulders to the floor. That visual continuity makes you appear taller, more composed, more expensive. And most importantly, it directs every eye in the room to you first and your clothes second. That is the difference between being dressed and being seen. If Ebony Aura is giving you the kind of honest, empowering conversation about style that you have been looking for, I want to warmly invite you to subscribe. We are here every week, building something real for women like us. A space where your elegance is not just acknowledged but deeply celebrated. Come and be part of it. Now, let us talk about mistake number 4, the one that undoes even the most beautiful outfit from the inside out. Mistake number 4, cheap hardware and trimming details. This is the mistake most women miss entirely, and it is the primary reason a garment from a luxury brand looks luxurious while a fast fashion version of the same silhouette looks inexpensive even when the cut and color are nearly identical. It is the hardware, the buttons, the zipper, the trim. You could be wearing a gorgeous structured coat, a stunning blazer, a dress that fits your body as though it was made specifically for you, but if it closes with hollow plastic buttons or a flimsy, visible plastic zipper, every perception of quality dissolves. Completely, without the viewer being able to explain exactly why. Here is what is happening beneath the surface. Your brain is registering details far faster than your conscious mind can process them. Cheap buttons communicate that this garment was rushed through production without care. And care, the evidence of care, is what luxury actually is at its core. Before you purchase anything, slow down and examine it properly. Feel the weight of the zipper pull. Look at the stitching in the buttonholes. Run your fingers along the seams. These are the details that tell the truth about a garment, long before the price tag does. And here is the stylist's secret that will save you a significant amount of money over time. If you find a garment with a beautiful silhouette, a perfect fit, fabric that behaves well in the light, but the buttons are plastic and cheap, Buy it anyway, and then change the hardware yourself. Taking a $30 or $40 blazer and replacing those plastic buttons with real wood, horn, tortoiseshell, or brushed metal costs almost nothing, $5 to $10 at most, and the transformation is immediate and complete. The piece goes from looking mass-produced to looking considered, from looking affordable to looking expensive, because you elevated it with intention. Never allow cheap details to undermine a beautiful silhouette. The 5 minutes it takes to make that correction is one of the most powerful investments you will ever make in your wardrobe. Mistake number 5. Dressing to disappear. This is the most significant mistake on this list, and it has nothing to do with fabric or fit or hardware. It is a decision, one that many of us made quietly, without even realizing we were making it. Somewhere along the way, a message reached us. It arrived through the media, through comments, through the way certain spaces made us feel when we showed up too fully. The message was this: after 50, after 60, women should dim their light, choose safe colors, blend into the background. Wear the muted, washed-out grays and muddy beiges that drain the warmth and radiance from our melanated skin rather than honor it. We started buying clothes in larger sizes, not because they fit better, but because we were trying to take up less space, to be smaller, to be less visible. And I want to say this clearly, warmly, and without any softening. That was a lie, and it was never meant for you. True elegance has never been about disappearing. Elegance is about arriving. It is about walking into a room as your complete, full, unapologetic self and allowing every element of your appearance to confirm what you already know about who you are. Wear crisp, warm ivory and rich cream near your face. These tones do not wash you out. On melanated skin, they are luminous. They reflect warmth back onto your complexion in a way that is genuinely breathtaking. Wear the deep jewel tones that make your skin glow from within. Wear colors that confirm your presence rather than apologize for it. And wear clothes that fit the body you are living in today. Not the body you had 10 years ago. Not the body you think you should have by now. The body you have right now, today. The one that has carried you through decades of wisdom, strength, love, and survival. That body deserves to be dressed with full intention and full celebration. When you walk into a room in clothes that fit you beautifully and reflect who you truly are, something shifts in the atmosphere. People feel it before they can name it. Because you are not trying to fade, you are not trying to minimize. You are arriving. And your arrival has always been something worth witnessing. 5 mistakes, 5 corrections, none of them requiring a new wardrobe or a large budget. You now understand why certain fabrics read as inexpensive in natural light and how to choose ones that do not. You know that structure is not about discomfort. It is about intention, and intention is what changes the message your clothing sends. You understand that the most powerful dressing secret in any room is monochromatic elegance and why it works. You know to look past the silhouette and examine the details that tell the truth about a garment. And you know, clearly and permanently, that dressing to disappear was never your assignment. Your assignment has always been to arrive. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 5 mistakes surprised you most? And which one are you correcting first? I read every single comment in this community and I want to know exactly what you are working with. If this video gave you something real, share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it. A friend, a sister, a woman who has been made to feel invisible and deserves to feel like exactly who she is, extraordinary. When you share this, you are not simply passing along a video. You are inviting someone into a space where her beauty is seen, her wisdom is honored, and her presence is never, ever an afterthought. Subscribe to Ebony Aura if you have not already. Walk with us every week. This community is growing into something genuinely beautiful, and it was built entirely for women like you. Until next time, dress with intention, walk with confidence, and never forget, you were not made to blend in. You were made to arrive.